A 37-year-old female presents to her primary care physician with constipation, abdominal pain. She notes that pain has been present for several days. It's not related to food. She has reports increased urinary frequency. Note that point. Abdominal pain is also notable. Okay. Without incontinence, as well as increased thirst. She takes no medication but notes that vitamin supplements. She is taking daily vitamin supplement. Her vital is this: blood pressure is almost normal, heart rate is normal, you can see temperature is also normal, respiratory rate also normal, lab parameter sodium seems to be normal, potassium also normal, chloride is normal, bicarbonate is also normal, this is creatine is also normal, calcium is 12.4. Further studies show an increased ionized calcium. So ionized calcium is also increased, decreased PTH. So obviously calcium if increase, PTH will decrease. Increased phosphate. Phosphate is also increased. What is the most likely cause of this patient's symptom?
D.
Yes, vitamin overdose. Which vitamin? Vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D overdose will cause hypercalcemia. Calcemia. So we have seen stones, bones. So you can see bones, groans, thrones. So thrones like repeated urination. You can see abdominal pain is there, groans is there, abdominal pain is there. So several pain. She notes that the pain has been present for several days and is not related to food. She also reports increased urinary frequency as well as increased thirst. So it is related to thrones, multiple times urination, and then no medication but vitamin supplementation is there. So these are all related to vitamin D toxicity. Okay. So 19-year-old African female refugee has been granted asylum. Stockholm, Sweden, has been living there for the past month. She arrived in Sweden with a 2-month-old infant, whom she exclusively breastfeeds. Which of the following deficiency in infant is the most likely to develop?
Vitamin D.
Yes.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, yes. Because this is Sweden means this is temperate zone. The country in Europe is temperate zone. So sun exposure is very, very less. So in Africa, that will be okay with Africa. Africa will have good sun, but here sun exposure is less. And exclusively breastfed kids like neonate can have deficiency in vitamin D. So you need to supplement vitamin D. So this is, so you can go through this Center for Disease Control guidance. You can see that. You are counseling a pregnant woman who plans to breastfeed exclusively regarding her newborn nutritional requirements. The child was born at home. Mother only plans for her newborn to receive vaccination, but no other routine medical care. Which vitamin should be given to newborn?
E. Vitamin D.
Yes, vitamin D is given, great. And then there's two terminologies. Just don't remember this. Newborn is that one terminology. Other terminology is neonate. Neonate means before 1 month. 1 month. Newborn means 1 week, about 1 week. So within 1 week, we call it newborn. Neonate, 1 month about. And then infant is called the age up to 1 year. So these are the terminology. And then toddler, then these are the terminology. Just remember, this is newborn, 1 week. So which vitamin should be given? The most appropriate vitamin just should be given after birth is vitamin K. Okay? And vitamin D has to be supplemented over a time. If the patient is especially born in those country where sun is poor. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Are you convinced?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So vitamin K is the answer here. Okay. Vitamin K should be, must give vitamin K. So you can see the same question. So this is a beta lipoproteinemia, you already know. So what is the answer? You can go read this question nicely and then answer the question.
So would it be C?
See, so you can see the patient immigrated from India with her parents. She presents with maculopapular skin rash crop. 2 days prior to eruption of skin rash, her pediatrician noted the following: small red irregularly shaped spot. So you can see hemorrhage.
Vitamin K.
Yes. So we diagnose communicate. So you diagnose her with a communicable disease. Okay. Which of the following vitamins should be supplemented? Should supplement a treatment. So this is like 18-month-old female recently immigrated from India with her parents. So basically, the patient might have deficiency of vitamin K because of this presentation. This is submucosal hemorrhage. Okay, and you can see communicable disease also is also there. So might have this patient and the baby has undergone antibiotic would have been given. Because of that antibiotic, there have been the deficiency of this the gut bacteria was killed, and because of that, the vitamin K deficiency and then hemorrhagic spots you can see. So this vitamin K deficiency will cause, other will not. Why vitamin A? You know the presentation of vitamin D, it is not matching. It will not be the answer. Vitamin D, it will not be the answer. Vitamin E, the lack of deficiency of vitamin E can cause, but again you can say this. Rarely, vitamin E deficiency can happen rarely. Only when there is malabsorption. Okay, so malabsorption you don't see here. So vitamin E will also be needed. This is not the reason. So this will be the most appropriate answer here, according to the picture and everything. So 73-year-old male presents to the clinic with lumbar pain. Okay, and the symmetrical bone pain in his legs and arm. Symmetrical bone pain. He has trouble going up his bedroom on second floor. Okay, getting up from the chair. Past medical history. See this age also. Past medical history reveals that he has had acid reflux for past 5 years. That is refractory to medication, PIs and H2 antagonists. Thus, he had decided to stay away from foods which has previously given him heartburn. For example, these are red meat, whole milk, salmon, and has eaten mainly vegetarian diet, which of the following processes must likely decreased in this meal?
Would it be
Okay, Sonia is A. Any other answer? You can tell me, okay? Speak. If you write, I don't see A. Please. What is the answer, anyone?
I'll go with A2.
You also go with. Pascaline will also go for A. Anyone else? Try to see this. Veg diet, lumbar pain, symmetrical bone pain. You can see lumbar pain. So there's problem with coordination, problem with dorsal column type of thing. You can see trouble getting up to his bedroom to second floor. So very trouble walking. And then you can see 5 years old age. Old age is there. 5 years are there. And then no vegetarian diet. And that is why bone mineralization problem will not lead to actually this whole problem. Okay. Symmetrical pain, especially symmetrical pain. Patient has symmetrical pain. It is because of vitamin B12 deficiency. You can see vegetarian diet for 5 years. So that is why it should be related to some other thing.
D.
Iron absorption, collagen synthesis, branch chain, degradation of branch chain amino acid. Okay, so what is this? Something related to this. Vitamin B12 is related to propionic acid pathway. You know, propionic acid pathway required vitamin B12. And vitamin B12, if propionic acid pathway does not happen, so what will happen? MMA will be high. This MMA will cause problem here. Demyelination. Lumbar pain, symmetrical pain. Actually, patient complains of any pain, bone pain type of pain. Okay, it is not the bone pain, exact bone pain. Even they complain of bone pain, the pain will be because of this nerve only. So demineralization, more than demineralization, this will be the more choice, because symmetrical pain is there. Symmetrical pain only happens in condition of vitamin deficiencies, and there is actually he has trouble going up to his bedroom. So it is, maybe it is related to pain also, it is, but again the choice here you see vegetarian diet, refractory to medication, and vegetarian diet is also here. So this all, if you see, this is the most correct and most appropriate choice. Okay, this is a good distractor. Okay.
Okay,
So,
sir.
okay, vegetarian diet and this neuropathy, these are the very presentation of your old age. These are the presentation of vitamin B12. You have to think of vitamin B12 also. So degradation of branch chain amino acid, vitamin B12. So use this. I have written a case of sarcoidosis. So in sarcoidosis, the macrophage has high 1-alpha hydroxylase activity. So because of this, in case of sarcoidosis, there will be calcification, and there will be high vitamin D. high vitamin D. Because of this alpha hydroxy, this 25 cholecalciferol will convert into 125 cholecalciferol. And this conversion is not regulated by PTH. So vitamin D will become very high in such condition. And because of that, there will be calcification around vessels and everywhere. So you can see this first patient. So 41-year-old African American. So this is seen generally in African population. This sarcoidosis is seen. Women with history of asthma. So asthma presents to her primary care physician's office complaining of rash on hands. So these are two presentation, asthma-like presentation, and then papular rashes will be there because of fibrosis. Sarcoidosis is fibrosis all around. Sarcoidosis is basically this deposition of abnormal protein, okay, amyloid protein, abnormal proteins. So this is because of this. So sarcoidosis is deposition of protein everywhere. So deposition of protein inside the part of lungs also. So this will cause asthma, and then rash will be there. Rash has been there approximately 1 month. She denies the use of new detergent, new clothing. So these are negative history. Bite of insect. The patient feels well other than generalized fatigue. So generalized fatigue is there. So three features. First is asthma-like presentation. Second is this is skin presentation. Third is fatigue. She states that her asthma, which was diagnosed 5 years ago, is slightly worse. So it is worse actually. She continues to feel short of breath with exertion, and she inhales. Inhaler help minimally. See, inhaler is also not helping. So she has recent cardiac workup as negative. On examination, rash is well circumscribed, limited to forearm, violaceous, plaque-like in appearance. So patient returns 2 weeks later. Her rash has not improved, and she also complains that her dyspnea and dry cough seem to be worsening. So respiratory problem is worsening. You refer her to dermatology where a biopsy is performed. And this is non-caseating granuloma. This is a very peculiar of sarcoidosis. I've noted in biopsies, chest X-ray is also done, which reveals evidence of bilateral interstitial processes. So in interstitial will have problem. Interstitium of lung will have fibrosis type of problem, deposition of abnormal protein and fibrosis. So this, because of this, the patient having this problem. Okay, metastatic calcium, calcification happens in granuloma because of this high D3, and it is because of unregulated 1-alpha hydroxylase present in macrophage. So this is case related to hypercalcemia, and we have seen this. So this is case related to this. I will show here. Vitamin D. Where is this vitamin D? Yes.
B.
B1.
Why B1? What is this case is?
Wet berry.
Wet berry. You are confident?
Yes, sir.
Why do you say so?
Patient has a cardiac failure, has a dilated cardiomyopathy.
Okay, very good. Cardiac failure, cardiac myopathy, one favoring presentation, and alcohol intake also causes vitamin B1 deficiency. That is to presentation in favor of this. You can see mid-systolic murmur, sorry, mid-diastolic murmur, okay, mid-diastolic murmur with S3 cardio cardiac auscultation. And you know, this presentation they have if you knew about carcinoid syndrome, because you did not know about carcinoid syndrome, that is why you are very confident. But if you knew about carcinoid syndrome, you would have confusion, because carcinoid syndrome has presentation what? It has got asthma like presentation. Okay, so I will give you A, B, C, D of this. So what happens in carcinoid syndrome? It is the neuroendocrine malignancy. This neuroendocrine malignancy, especially malignant, I will have to remember malignant. So it is present especially in intestine ileum or appendix, or it can present also in lungs. It can present also in lungs. And in malignant carcinoid syndrome, the malignancy actually metastasis happens to liver. So this become malignant carcinoid. So in such condition, there can be abdominal cramp or pain. So A for abdominal cramp or pain can be there, and B for bronchospasm. Bronchospasm means this is related to asthma-like presentation. Asthma-like presentation. And then wheezes, you know, asthma has wheeze. And then C for cutaneous flushing. D for diarrhea. So these are the presentation you can see. Here you can see flushing type of erythematous skin you can see. And then here, so presentation is related, and heart is also affected sometimes. In 50% cases, heart is affected because of this carcinoid syndrome. In that condition also, what will happen? Murmur will happen. But heart has mid-systolic murmur. That is a very mid-systolic murmur. Because of valve are affected, mid-systolic murmur. So this is the presentation you will see in carcinoid syndrome. Here, diastolic murmur. Okay, and that is why it goes well with wet beriberi. Okay, because of alcohol, it has caused vitamin B1 deficiency. It goes well with wet beriberi. Good. So
what was the answer again? Sorry for the previous one.
B1 deficiency. Wet beriberi. It is wet beriberi. Got that?
Yes, thank you.
Gastric bypass surgery. You can read this. So what is the
pernicious anemia?
Pernicious anemia, Pascaline. Any other answer?
I don't know. I was confused. I don't know why I was thinking it was pellagra.
Yeah, you can tell your answer. This is Ketura. Actually, you can see very nicely if you see diarrhea, dementia. This is related to dementia. Diarrhea, secondly, and then dermatitis. You can see here also dermatitis, and Here is also dermatitis, skin sensitivity. So 3D is presentation of simple presentation of 3D. Okay. Yes. Maybe because of this gastric bypass surgery, they have tryptophan absorption problem. Tryptophan is not getting absorbed nicely. So because of this B3 is deficient. Okay, maybe because of this bypass surgery. Okay, so you can see this is the answer. Pellagra. This is the answer. You understood?
Yes, yes, doctor.
You convinced Pascaline?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay. So read this question. Yes. Just see what vitamin deficiency can be there.
A.
A vitamin deficiency.
Vitamin A.
Okay. And any other answer? That's great answer. I will welcome all the answer. Whether it is right or wrong. Oh, yes. Vitamin which vitamin? Thiamine. Okay. What is happening? This. Thiamine. Okay. It's not writing. What happened to this? Okay. So she said, what happened? Thiamine one. Many answers are coming here also. Okay. So Phoebe, is this answer for this question? A, B. So A is Phi, B and D. So what is actually this is not the answer. So what might be the answer actually? Pascaline said vitamin A. Why vitamin A?
Vitamin A because this patient here is presenting with he has a sunken eye, dry breast. He's presenting with a history of, hepatitis.
Okay, hepatitis. So history of like hepatitis C.
The liver.
Liver is related. So liver is related. That is why vitamin A. So vitamin A deficiency will be related with night blindness, or like lack of blindness because lack of vision because of cornea ulceration and everything, because of deficiency of retinoic acid. These are the presentation. So it is less likely and that it is vitamin A deficiency. Okay. Anyway, be communicative. That is a good thing. Less likely. So you make your mistake here, so that you will not make mistake in exam, and that is a good approach. I encourage making mistake here. So it is less likely this vitamin A deficiency because night blindness and this all. This is just sunken eye. It is nowhere you can see. It is written that it is a vitamin like vision loss. Nowhere written vision loss, or it is nowhere. It is there is nowhere written that it is excess because of vitamin A excess. You don't find signs of high intracranial pressures. So, okay, alcohol use history. Don't forget this. Alcohol dependence means this patient is consuming alcohol very high amount. So this alcohol intake, whenever you see, first you need to you never forget to think about this vitamin B1. Okay, alcohol, because vitamin B1 deficiency, you need to forget. Though there is diarrhea, so diarrhea can be because of other causes also. If it were because of vitamin B3 deficiency, there has to be other problem also. Dermatitis would be there, but dermatitis, can you find dermatitis? We don't find it. We don't find dermatitis. Only we find diarrhea, and diarrhea can be in this alcoholic patient because of other cause reason also. So persistent diarrhea has been persistent, non-bloody, unassociated. It can be because of other vitamin, other causes also. So this vitamin B1 likely to have vitamin B1 deficiency. Even somebody has hepatitis C will cause the deficiency of vitamin D also, but if hepatitis progress to cirrhosis or something like that. So vitamin D can also be less likely, vitamin A is also less likely. So these are the, you can see this vitamin D deficiency is more likely. So cardiomegaly is not matching. So this will be the, I think dementia is related to this. Dementia. And if you see diarrhea, vitamin B, if you consider this vitamin B3 also, then also B1 and B2 all will correlate with dementia. So this patient can have dementia is more appropriate answer. Okay. Even if you consider vitamin B3 and vitamin B1 deficiency, this is the more appropriate answer. Okay. And alcohol, vitamin B is the most common cause. So vitamin B, Wernicke's Korsakoff encephalopathy present where? In alcoholic patient. In alcoholic patient. Usually alcoholic dependent patient. So Wernicke-Korsakoff is basically dementia is associated with that. This is the right answer. Okay. Are you convinced?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Just do this question. Yes.
B.
Confident, Pascaline?
I'm always confident, even when I'm wrong.
No, be confident, okay?
I'm
Be
confident.
confident right now. Don't worry about your mistakes. And that is what I want people to be communicative, okay? I want you to make mistakes so that I will also understand where you are lagging. So I will make it clear. Okay. Anyone? Ketura, Sonia,
I go with
David?
B2, thinking of a carcinoid. B.
Yes. So, very good. Carcinoid. Malignant carcinoid. Okay. So why? I have already explained you carcinoid syndrome. Pascaline, you also guessed this way.
I have my way of explaining doctors.
Yes. Tell me what you thought about it.
I believe this patient has carcinoid syndrome.
You believe that? Okay. That's
Yeah,
yes.
which is a serotonin disease. Serotonin also is tryptophan is a precursor of serotonin,
Yeah.
which,
Very good.
which
Very
is
good.
niacin.
Yes. It converts into niacin. So tryptophan converts into serotonin here. So it is a consumption, overconsumption, you can call it overconsumption. So no tryptophan left for niacin. That is good case. Okay, so you can see this is a very good, nice, actually case of this carcinoid syndrome. You can see asthma, as I've told you. You remember, I told you A. You remember abdominal problem. So B4, you can remember bronchospasm, what is bronchoconstriction? Constriction, and it is related to asthma-like presentation. And then wheezing, asthma is related to wheezing. B4, you can also remember like breathing. So this is second presentation. C4, cutaneous flushing. You can see flushing also here. And then A, B, C, and D4. What is D4? Diarrhea. So you can see this all presentation is because of serotonin, high serotonin. Actually, serotonin is causing all this problem. So this serotonin is causing all this problem. And very important finding, you can see urine HIAA. This is a very important metastasis lesion in liver. So carcinoid syndrome, when it becomes malignant, it will be metastasized to liver. And most common site is liver metastasis. So this is a very good case to understand for you. And you can see murmur, so heart systolic ejection murmur. I told you there it was diastolic. Here you can see it is systolic ejection murmur. So this is a very good case of malignant carcinoid syndrome. HIA. What is this HIA? This is a catabolized product of this serotonin. Remember this. HIA. What is the full form? You know, tryptophan has got which ring? Tryptophan has got this double ring. I told you. What is this ring called? Anyone? What is this ring called? Does anyone remember? Or I will give choice. Imidazole, phenyl, indole.
Is it Indo?
Yes, very good. So it is indole group. Okay. So you can see I here is indole. Okay, it is indole. And you know, tryptophan has got, again with this group, same like alanine is attached, 3 carbon is attached. So 1 carbon gone from decarboxylation, so acetic acid will remain. So AA for acetic acid. So this H for hydroxy. So it is easy. Hydroxy, because you know serotonin is 5 hydroxytryptamine. So hydroxy will be there. So this is hydroxy indole acetic acid. Understand this, very important. So this is seen in urine, means this, if this is very high, means serotonin is high in such patients. So this is very good case about that. So vitamin B3 deficiency. Good. So now you can see this question. What is the answer?
D.
So would it be D?
Yes. Why? It is D. Good. Why?
Isoniazid leads to vitamin B6
Very good.
deficiency, which
B6.
is
Which is responsible for, it is deficient, which is responsible for conversion of tryptophan into niacin. Good. So if it is deficient, this will not be, the niacin will be deficient. Easy. If you understand this concept, the question is easy. Otherwise, you may be confused with that. If I give somewhere, if I give B2, so you can see many patients can go for B2. Red swollen lips, like that. So isoniazid is related to vitamin B6 and B3. Okay, not tryptophan. Tryptophan is non-conversion. So very easy question because you know it. So, what is the deficiency here? What is added in person's diet?
C.
C.
So it's C, yes. So I told you deprived patient, okay, or patient, any person going under weight loss regimen, weight loss. So in such, these patients have prevalence of deficiency of this pantothenate. And this patient, this is, you can see adrenal insufficiency, you will see this very good clue. Adrenal insufficiency is very good clue. Dermatitis alopecia is related with other also, but adrenal insufficiency and deprivation, nutritional deprivation. So these are the good indication. So you can. Yes.
A.
It is very revealing question. Okay, the biggest clue here is egg white, twice daily. Okay, the biotin related question can be sometimes complicated. You can see, but they can correlate with amino acid metabolism, and there you will find they give isovaleric acid, especially hydroxy isovaleric acid. They will give propionic acid. They will also write methylmalonic. There is no option of going for methylmalonic. So isovaleric acid, propionic acid, they will write like that. They will also write like that. These are the presentation. Okay, they will write lactic acid. Okay, so they can also write hypoglycemia. Okay, so sometimes these are the presentation. Don't forget this 3 acid plus hypoglycemia is related to vitamin, this biotin, and through this they can sometimes make question little complicated. So remember this 3 acid, lactic acid, HIV. But when MMA is there, so if all are there but MMA is there, it will be vitamin B12. So that is why I told you always remember MMA means vitamin B12 or the enzyme MMM enzyme. So always it will go in favor of this. If MMA is there, only MMA can change everything. But MMA is not there, these all are there, then it will related to biotin deficiency. Okay, or multi-carboxylase deficiency. If you remember multi-carboxylase deficiency, we have done in organic acidemia, multi-carboxylase. All carboxylase require vitamin. So there is mechanism that through that the biotin is acquired into the protein. That mechanism is deficient, and that is why biotin deficiency, multi-carboxylase deficiency. So in such condition, you will also see along with this feature, these are the acid you will see, and hypoglycemia. So biotin deficiency sometimes can be little tricky. Yes. What do you think is the answer?
Is it A, B, vitamin A deficiency?
Vitamin B, there are two B vitamin.
No, I said, answer B, which is vitamin A deficiency.
Okay. Oh,
Did you say A? So I told you again, A has vision loss. Okay, and there will be also, okay, dermatological presentation can be there, scaly skin type of can be there, but along with that there will be conjunctival problem. Okay, the problem will be related to conjunctiva and corneal ulceration, Bitot spot. These are the keratomalacia, Bitot spots. These are the presentation related to one vision, one other eye only. So these two presentation will be related, but this is not there. You can see anyone.
C, vitamin B2.
Okay, Ketura is B2. Sonia, Phoebe, Madison.
I think I'd go with C2.
Okay, C2. Okay. Yes, B2 is the answer. Okay, Phoebe. B, yes, okay, Pascal. B2 is the answer. Why? We have talked about in B2, B3. This you can see vascularization within the cornea. You actually confused with this vascularization, and I understand that. But you can see inflamed lip, you can see swollen tongue, then you can see angle of mouth is colored colored tongue, and
Okay.
chelosis, yes, chelosis, and then corneal vascularization. And then skin can also be affected. So main first mucous membrane will be affected, then keratinized epithelium will be affected. So this is vitamin B2. Okay, let's see this question. Symmetry is very important. Okay, always understand this. Symmetry is very important. What is this sign? By now you know this sign. What is this sign? You can see here platelet is, this is also normal. This is normal, below normal limit. So normally it is about 40 to 45%. It's normal. Hemoglobin is also, hemoglobin should be in female or male also, it should be above 12. So the RBC, WBC is okay, it is normal. So if this is, actually should be, generally it is about 90 or less than 100. Yes.
C. C.
So what is which vitamin is deficient? Pascaline is C. Yes.
B12.
Very good. B12 is deficient. So you know every presentation you can see here presentation of N and M both. Neuropathy plus megaloblastic anemia. Neuropathic megaloblastic anemia. And I've told you, if you see the all presentation, this megaloblastic anemia along with megaloblastic anemia, M is related to what? Homocystinuria. And this is related to what? Neuropathy is related to MMA. So this is neuropathy. You can see megaloblastic anemia, big RBC. MCB is big, that is RBC means this signifies big RBC. MCB signifies hypersegmented neutrophils. That means neutrophils only G1 phase is going through G1 phase, unable to go through S phase. S phase is not functioning well because of lack of DNA synthesis. So because it goes through G1 phase only, that is where many segmentation will be in neutrophil. Neutrophil can be large, RBC will be large, hypopigmented large RBC. So therefore hemoglobin is low, hematocrit is low, and this vitamin B12 is stored in liver. For how many period? What is the period for vitamin B12? The liver stored vitamin B12 sustained for how much period? Anybody?
5 years.
Yes. Yes, 5 years. Okay. So you can add this 2 plus 1, it becomes 3 to 5 years. Okay, 3 years, 5 years. So if liver is able to store vitamin B12 in good quantity, so vitamin B12 will stay, will actually will be consumed over 3 to 5 years. So these are all the questions we discussed today.